All right, so this final keyword research video is going to be the most powerful and the most effective if you've taken the time to go through the rest of the content leading up to this video. You will still benefit if you just skip to this video and you're just doing this. This is a really powerful technique, and even without looking at what's out there or any of the competition, you can still get some pretty good results here. But let me explain how this works. So this is a free website. You don't need to register or anything, called Merge Words. Now, let's do an example. So we're going to type in, we're going to type in line 1 3 times into these 3 different boxes, and then we scroll down and we click merge, right? And now it's combined all those into one word. So now I can just simply copy and paste that, right? So that's handy. Now, what if we add line 2 in, right? We hit merge. Now we have line 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. And then if we add line 3, so that doesn't seem that effective until you start looking at these other ones, right? So as we're adding in more, we're getting these exponential increases in the amount of keywords we're producing. So this is combining these keywords strategically to for our purposes, to basically find everything that's out there. So it's essentially going line 1, line 1, line 1. It'll combine that together, and then it'll go line 2, line 1, line 1, line 3, line 1, line 1, and then every variation, right? So like it could be line 2, line 1, line 3. So if we line 2, line 3, line 1, line 2, 3, 2, like they all exist here, right? If that's not totally clear, just go to mergewords.com and start typing things in, it'll come to you. Or just continue watching, because we're going to actually use some real world examples here. Now, at this point, you should have a pretty large collection of words that you've done, and keywords and whatnot that you've done some research and planning on. Now, what we're going to do, let's think about this for a second. So if we did home inspection Chicago, right? That's a keyword. Like, we know that's a keyword because we were looking at it earlier. But then if we did house and residential and building, property, and then what if we started looking at all the variations of those words, right? So we're just going to type those out. We're going to keep this real basic and simple, and we're going to keep this hyper targeted at our service related keywords. Okay, so we hit merge, then we copy this, okay? We go up to our handy keyword tool, and this is the first time we're using this function. We're going to click bulk upload keywords. Now, what you're going to see is just a big box. So click in the box and copy paste in there, or paste in there rather, and then hit the research button, and then where it says search volume US right here, just go ahead and click that. And now this is now put in order a bunch of new keyword ideas, right? And this gets way better. So stay with me. I'm doing this as a very basic example, but this actually gets way better. So home inspection Chicago IL, 1,000 a month. Home inspection Chicago, 590. And if we pick through here a little bit, like home inspection IL, that's 260. I don't think we actually saw that the first time through all these keywords, right? So it's easy to miss these things. Another one we didn't really look at is using the word house, right? It's kind of awkward and clunky. No, not too many people say I need a house inspection. They'll say I need a home inspection. But the data doesn't lie, right? 30 people a month in Chicago are typing in house inspection Chicago. 50 doing property inspector Chicago IL. Building inspectors Chicago IL is 70. Building inspector Chicago 70. This is really good data, right? And the only thing you need to do is you need to know all your different related keywords, right? So we went through and we looked at the competitors, we looked at your services, we thought about what like your clients are thinking. We thought about basically everything, right? Now we're basically going to be plugging in all of these thoughts. So I have a little list here that I'm just going to plug in here. And I'm going to delete these. And I'm just going to copy and paste this in here. And this is just a bunch of like kind of things that like you wouldn't necessarily spend a lot of time initially doing deep dive research into, but they're valid ideas with valid search volume in a lot of cases, right? So like we didn't even talk about chimneys, we didn't talk about foundations, we didn't talk about crawl spaces. We touched a little bit on basements, but I don't think we looked at keywords for basements. Yeah, like carbon monoxide, we didn't talk about that. So, and then of course you want to include your like your key ones as well, obviously, right? So now we have 228 options here just by importing all of these different services. And this is a short list. Like I came up with this in a few minutes, right? Like if you went through everything that we've gone through, you should have a big list here. If we went through and we started looking at like all the different options that are out there, right? Like all the different things that somebody could possibly want an inspection for that you could inspect, and you start putting these in here, this list, this number starts growing very, very fast. So let's click add, or let's click merge rather, and then go ahead and copy it. So just select all, copy, and then we're gonna head back over to our keyword tool. Now, what we want to do, obviously I'm going to reset it. And we're just going to paste those in there. And don't forget to click search volume. All right, now we're getting all the way down to here is where we're getting like search volume for. So that's pretty incredible. Like these are all keywords. Granted, a lot of these will overlap. Like home inspection Chicago and home inspections Chicago. Those are essentially going to be very, very similar, but you want to make sure, just like we've talked about, include inspection, singular and plural, right? A lot of people miss that, and if you don't miss it, you will come out on top in a lot of cases. Now, let's look through this data, right? So, home inspection IL, that's getting 260 a month from within the United States. Mold inspection, that's 260, that's pretty good. I won't talk about all of these because like a lot of these we already know, right? Property inspector Chicago IL, like I don't think we found that one the first time around, but now we have it. House inspection Chicago, 30. Asbestos inspection Chicago, 30 searches a month, right? Like you know that there's people consistently searching for these things, so you might as well optimize your website for them and help these people out. They need information. They need your services. Radon inspection, Chicago, 10. Mold inspection, Chicago IL, 10. Now, what basically you need to do at this point is you need to be objective, right? Like, if you flat out missed, let's say, mold inspection in Chicago, and you're seeing it gets, like, that's a lot of volume for a local term, right? 260. You're going to want to go back and start looking further into that, right? So go back to Google, start typing in variations of mold inspections, right? And find all the different variations of it. So you never want to leave keyword volume on the table, right? Now, another thing we can do here, right? So we have a pretty good list. Let's count these real quick, actually. So if I'm over here, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. Bear with me here, guys. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay, so we have 30 terms here that have search volume, right? Now, let's switch things up a little bit. What happens if we do, so I just hit Control A and then I'm going to cut this. So I just took all those keywords out. What if we switch this up and we put, let's try the services in the middle. Let's do those inspection keywords here, and then the other ones here. You should get the same, the city keywords rather there. You should get the same amount of possible combinations, but once we hit merge, and make sure you do hit merge or else you'll just have the same keyword list. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, right? So now I'm back to my keyword list here, and don't hit reset, but hit edit. Now come to the bottom of your keyword list, add in your second keyword list, get search volume, and then filter it. This may have just froze. Let's try that again. There we go. Now if we hit search volume, let's count these. Before we even look at the data, I'm just going to go through this quick. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so there's 30. So everything after this is a keyword that, well, not a specific keyword, but it means that everything after this this line here is a keyword that we wouldn't necessarily potentially have. So 31, 32, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you can see it just goes on, right? Just by, it even goes on to the next page. So that's 52 entries in total that we now have. So we've almost doubled our initial amount of keywords, right? And then if we go look at the volume, like we're going to see some actually some vast differences in the way a keyword is structured and the volume that's produced. So we see home inspections. So the search function in this tool is actually really useful, and we're going to use it here. So let's type in inspections with a plural. So let's find home inspections Chicago. It's 590 in the US searches a month. And then if we find, oh, it's right above it. Oh, sorry, it's right below it. So home inspections Chicago is 590, but then Chicago home inspections is 320, right? So if you weren't paying attention to that, then like you're missing valuable data that's going to ultimately contribute to your success as a like through generating these leads online. So let's look at mold. So we basically have three keywords here, three keyword clusters they're all basically married to each other. So we got mold inspection. So these are all kind of seen together, and then with Chicago out front, you get drastically less, but you still get some. And then mold inspection Chicago IL, you get 20, right? So don't leave this stuff on the table. Don't leave it to chance. Make sure you're really getting creative here. This is the most important. This is the highest return on investment stuff you're going to be doing for your website. You can also use this tool to find all the different keywords that you could use for your different blog topics, for example. Yeah, that is this. So this is also just total side note here. If you're running your own AdWords campaign, definitely check this tool out. Every single AdWords campaign that I run for my clients, I'm in this tool. Absolutely putting together keyword lists, and also down here it's really cool. You can create. I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent here, but you can create your so like your exact match keywords. It's just as simple as clicking the little the brackets there, or if you wanted your partial match keywords, it's just a matter of clicking that and hitting merge. And then if you go back to nothing, you can hit plus. And then you got your broad match modified keywords, right? And in any AdWords campaign, you want all three of those for every single keyword that you're targeting, right? So yeah, anyways, that's just a totally related but unrelated tip. And yeah, we're going to cut it there. So I hope this was a powerful lesson for you. And don't skimp on this stuff. Even if you need to watch all this content twice, make sure you get this down, because this is you succeeding in SEO, and this is you failing, right? You don't want to put in the 8-9 months worth of time to rank for all these keywords and then find out you missed half of them and you got to wait all that time again, right? But anyways, good luck. Feel free to drop a comment if you have any questions. If you think I missed anything and you want me to cover anything, please feel free to cover it. There's tons of things that I didn't cover on purpose, because the things that I did cover do everything we need them to do. But anyways, I look forward to hearing from you, and good luck.